What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. As always, want to thank my sponsor, Steel Supplements. Link and discount code down the description. Check the reviews, everything on the line, always 5 stars. One of the best supplement companies in the world. So glad to have them on board. I know if you try their products, you will be in love with them. And Glance LED. Over the weekend, so many of these units sold. And so many of you are going to be happy when you get these units. Absolutely. I cannot stress this enough. No subscription fees. The NFL, NBA, NHL, NASCAR, UFC, whatever it is, whether it's stocks, news, sports that you want to be updated on, no subscription fee. All you have to do, buy the unit, plug it in, tell it what you want to see, and it is going to keep you up to date at a glance. Literally, use mine every single day. Absolutely changed my morning routine. One of the first things I get up and do is turn on my glance, and I know you will too. Now, we're going to take a look at this game again, and it's interesting to me to see the difference between two former players and two, well, I guess one current player and a gamer. So when we look at what happens with Tim Tebow and Mike Vick, and we watch this game, we're just going to go through this at speed. This game right here doesn't look all that bad. When we slow this down and we take a look at how the pocket forms, and we take a look at a quarterback throwing at the end of the drop back, this looks relatively clean. When you take a look at the defense here, it doesn't look all that bad. When you take a look at the read and you see this ball get thrown, perfect placement, maybe a bit open in terms of the window, but all things being equal, this is actually really smooth gameplay, even down to the tackle. I mean, this is almost what we expected to see. At least me, I expected to see from the game. Move forward. It's not just one play. Now, granted, this play has an issue, and we're going to discuss it, but it also has, kind of that element of a non-gamer to it. So when you take a look at what happens here, this is an issue again. If you're being honest with yourself, creeps over from Madden. Just take a look at what happens right here. I'm going to zoom in so you can see it clearer. But for some reason, we're running the other direction. And I don't know why the defense does this. They kind of crash down at the wrong angle when the receiver right in front of them is obviously going to be the one. And then big play, open field. But take a look here at, just someone not being a gamer. Takes control and then cuts hard down. You can't fault the game for that. In fact, I would say you almost like to see that user control. We have a missed tackle here, and we have a much better pursuit angle. Much better pursuit angle. I talked about this yesterday. Look at this trajectory up. Okay, this you really didn't see yesterday. A lot of straight angles, and then obviously there is the tackle to prevent the touchdown. But that angle and that adjustment is what's really needed. So now we're going to move on. We're going to take a look at some of these goal line plays. This one I find, again, a little bit interesting based on if you go beyond just the play, you take a look at some things that we're used to seeing in Madden. First of all, this alignment over here. This is user control. So the user is going to try to bracket the receiver, which is fine. And this is going to allow an opening for the run. But I want you to watch this lineman here react to this run. And this is not a designed run. Does a really good job, both of them, at cutting over. Something we've wanted to see for a long time. But pay very close attention to what's happening here. We get stuck in an animation where we can't block. So the blocking animation is over. We can't branch into anything else. And we're going to do this gliding squat that we've seen in the past. This is not good. We talk about it all the time. All this game is just playing out animations. If you don't have enough animations, you don't have user control. And if you don't have user control, then you're literally watching the game get played, not playing the game. Okay? And we're going to close at least these two playing on that point. Because when we watch what happens here on this touchdown, to me, when you talk about physics, when you talk about tackling animations, these are things we really shouldn't be seeing. All right? So again, we're doing a really good job here as far as the play art. We've got a nice open field in the flat here. We've already seen a nice block set up in front. And now we're going to see users coming down to try to make the tackle. But we're in that kind of squatted position again for no reason because there's no animation. And now there's no animation that triggers, and we're just kind of gliding through. More so with number 3 here that doesn't even make an attempt at the tackle on the goal line. Whether you watch it close up or out back, it's just not a good look. And it's not what we want to see. And you can see there's frustration on Vic. And you know why there is? Because there's nothing he could do. Now, we're going to move forward. I showed this gameplay yesterday. And to me, in all sincerity, the game looks like it's playing differently. And maybe that's the difference between how people play this game. But when I look at this game here, I don't see all those fundamentals being highlighted to a degree. And that's troubling because I don't know where that's coming from. So, just first of all, the players here seem to be very good at blocking again. Everyone was moving to the left, then they moved to the right. But we're going to take a look at this angle. And I'm going to start up here and look at this safety. Safety is the last line of defense here. As he's running down, we have a second level block that can happen. And I like the fact it's a double team block up in front. And it doesn't, and that's okay. This angle, to me, that was a little harsh. Now, some of that was user, but again, that was running to the ball carrier and then running forward. Not really, to me, the best example of what we need to see. Now, here, we're going to go back. We're going to take a look at pocket formation. Okay, because I just showed you, and a lot of it may be at the end of the drop back. When this pocket forms, okay, I like the double team, but there is a lot of gap in this line. And when you have so much gap, you really can't pass a defensive player off. And when a player gets free, then a player gets free. We're also dropping really far back. And this is something that should have a penalty within the game for accuracy. We also have defensive players here standing still. So your secondary players cannot just be dormant like this. And we've said for years with EA. Also, this angle right here of the lineman going to almost get this interception. Okay, this is again what happens when we're trying to go from one animation quickly to another. When you watch this back at speed, watch how quickly this action happens. And this, again, this is not user. That's just the game searching for animations. And when you have animations that are too fast or don't really have the way of compiling themselves into the game at all, you get kind of these messes. You get a game that, in one sense, when you see Tebow and Vic playing, seems to be relatively smooth. Right, you see the human error when Vic was trying to change a pursuit angle and ran the wrong way, impacting gameplay. And then you see a touchdown that's given up because essentially you don't have real-time physics in your tackling, and you have a whole bunch of players converging on a ball carrier, and tackle animations just aren't there to branch. Then you see a play like that where you have a defender all of a sudden going from a pass rush instantly into an interception on a play that maybe he's really not aware of. And I know some people are going to go back and say, oh, well, this is nitpicking. Listen, we have to talk about this game for it to get better. They had a full year. They went back and told you. They listened to all of the feedback. Some of these issues have persisted in Madden for years. And you have to tell me, if you want to sit here and defend this game and be in love with this game, that's fine. I think some of you want this game to be good because you want an NCAA football game. I'm not here to want something to be good to the point that I'm able to ignore what's in front of my face. And if you think that makes me negative, well, then you're free to feel that way. But there's no way that you can't look at these game issues and say, yeah, those are directly over from Madden. And the biggest challenge I have with that thinking is you're expecting me to think that a team at Madden has worked on a game for 10 years and can't fix something. But now you want me to believe that a team that hasn't worked on a game for more than 2 years and the NCAA team, well, they're going to fix something that team couldn't. So what gives you the idea that a team working on the game for 2 years can fix something that a team working on a game for 10 can't? That's not logical. A lot of this comes down to not having control of your player and not having enough animations to actually finish game sequences and being dependent on those animations. And when you go back, read the reviews of Madden the last 2, 3, 4, 5 years, the bigger complaints were that we don't have control. That's why every year EA come out and sold you on that control. More footwork, more agility, more moves, more stick skills. Because they knew user control was key to winning the game or over. And truthfully, until we actually have the game, all we can go by is looking at animations to determine whether there was control or not. And the reactions of these players, if you look at them closely, show that there haven't been. Not just in the player on the field, but the person that's actually playing the game. Love to know your thoughts on this. Appreciate all the positive, all the negative, all the love, all the hate. It's all the same to me. I appreciate each and every one of you. And you know, when a game plays like this, drastically different for 4 different people, no way I will not be back in the week with more commentary.